So welcome back to our Door 19 ministry discussion. This is a conversation. This is, we wish we could have, the active participation like right in the room with it, because it helps to really get the information across, a lot clearer or better, but welcome back. This is our part 2, where I like to call it evolving our Christianity. We want to really go higher as Christians, as spiritual people, in order to truly maximize who we are, man. Who we are. So welcome back. I'm going to jump right in, and because I just got a little bit to say on what we previously talked about. So, but first, let me reread these scriptures here. So in John 6:35 it says, Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me shall never hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst. That's John 6:35. The next one is John 8:12, when Jesus says, Then Jesus spoke to them again, saying, I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life. So, if you watched our previous one, you heard a little bit about what we believe Jesus to be saying, or to be pointing at in a greater context, or in a broader way. But I wanted to bring in, why is it important to understand why Jesus wasn't just saying that he was the way, or he was the bread, or he was the light? Why is that important to understand, that Jesus wasn't just talking about himself? When he was saying, I am. So we talked about what I am really means, or what it means, or the broader perspective of it. So it's really important to understand that Jesus was giving you a formula to life, because if you leave everything in what we say Jesus's hands, I know we talked about this. I got to bring this in. Because I can hear people already. Sometimes I shouldn't do that, but anyway, why people talks about, well, my yoke, your yoke should be light, and we put the the bigger yoke on Christ. You know what I mean? But that's something else. But anyway. It's important to understand that Jesus wasn't just talking about himself. He was pointing you into, he was giving you a formula. He was pointing you to a truer, richer, fuller experience with God. Because if you leave everything, because God, first of all, God gave us dominion. God gave us authority. In our Bible, in Genesis, he gave us these particular attributes. So in order to have authority and dominion and all of these things, you're required to do something, to believe something, to know something about God and about yourself. And there's something about being deliberate and intentional with, our life. Yeah. If you truly want a different life, you have to take it. You have to conquer what has to be conquered. So one of the things that has to be conquered is our understanding and the movement of our understanding. We go from glory to glory to glory. So it's important to know that Jesus was talking about you, and talking about the formula and the foundation that moves God on your particular behalf. So you have to know that the bread of life, the light of the world, the truth and the way is the formula to life. It's inside of the kingdom. And in order to get inside the gates of the kingdom, which is inside you, you have to access a greater part of you that it has to be intentionally accessed. So you have to realize that you have to be intentional with what the life you're trying to make. So if you have a life of, I am weak, I am limited, I am sick, I am evil, whatever it is, I am good, I am great, I am happy. those beliefs that you hold create the life that you experience. So in order to recreate the life that you want to move from into, you have to change your I am statement. You have to know that the bread of life, that the light of the world, that the way and the truth is a particular strategy to get you to these places. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So,
I like what you just said about it gives you access to what's already inside of you, because that's what I feel that sometimes is missed or just kind of overlooked, is that you already have the ability within you, and who you truly are is really there. Yeah. It's just you have to know how to access it. So by being able to say I am this, whatever that adjective is that's positive, then it helps you to access the truth of who you really are. And if you didn't see the last video, then first I think you should watch it.
Right.
It's part 1. But the other thing is, we were really talking about I am and who we think of ourselves to be, along with who Jesus was saying that he is, and what he was really affirming in those moments of beingness and being present in those moments. But I kind of want to go back to also making clear that when we talk about the I am, how do people start to incorporate this in their life? How do people start to live from this place of truth, of knowing, and of being present, of being truly connected as one with God? And I think that an important place to start with that is by being aware of who you think of yourselves to be. So right. Really be conscious of what are the labels that you have put on yourself already. Who do you connect with that isn't serving you? So like I said in the other video, maybe you have always had a negative connotation with yourself as being not good enough, never making it far, of anything negative. But you have to be honest and really take the time to examine, to sit, and to be still, and to see who have you been connecting with for the majority of your life that no longer serves you. So I think that that's an excellent starting point. And the next thing I would say is, of course, prayer and meditation, but not just in the sense of, oh, I'm praying because I want to be changed or I want to be different. Is really with an attitude of, I want to be who God created me to be, and I am accessing this now by turning over what I used to be to now accepting who God created me to be. Yes. And as you pray and as you meditate, I really want to encourage you to meditate, because these are the moments when you start to get transformed. When you can meditate and be still, and you get to be in that being, as Jesus was saying when he was saying I am, then you start to let go of everything else. So you start to really break that mold of who you thought you were, again, that's not the truth, or that's not affirming you to your highest place. And then that's the next step as far as affirmations. It's good to incorporate affirmations, in your life or in your daily or weekly routine with prayer and meditation. Not to the point of where you're just saying, what's the word? Repetition. It's not a thing about repetition or you got this so down in you now. It's about you truly affirming that which is. So it's not about you trying to make something. Again, it's about you being. And what that really means for us when we say that, it's about you being present. It's about you knowing that you're one with the Creator. And it's about you allowing everything else that says otherwise to just fall away. Yeah. So when you can start to do those things, those are 3 things that will help you to start to really incorporate this in your life. And you can start to break those molds of the chains of self-identity, because we don't even realize how much we have connected ourselves to being a particular way. Until you start to meditate and let that become uncovered to you, you don't even know how connected we are, even like say to our children. You know, I hear this a lot of parents as their children get older and as maybe they move out of the house or go on to college. Now their parents are like, who am I? Because they have identified, they've identified not only as being a mother, but they have identified as their children.
Right.
So even think about that for a second. How you have even taken on not just the role as a parent, but you've taken on this identity as your child. Now that's not true. You are not your child.
Right.
You're not even the career that you're in. Those are just roles that you have. And even as a parent, they're blessings, and these are gifted roles to us. But I'm not Jamal. Jamal is not me. We're husband and we're wife, and we're together. And we know that we're one. And we know biblically that we're one, that we are together. But I'm not him. I don't have his thoughts. He doesn't have mine. We may share similar thoughts and beliefs as we do, but that doesn't make me him and him me. So you have to learn to detach yourselves from these things that you don't even know that you've identified with.
Yeah. And, we were getting ready to end this, but, it's very important because this is where life starts. We're not on this planet that long. We're not. But you could do so much living. You can have so much more life when you learn how to be a Christ. When you learn how to be what Jesus was directing you to be, was showing you to be, and quit giving your power away, even to Christ, even to Jesus. Not Christ, Jesus. We can, and that don't let that sound strange, but quick, because God created you for a reason. God doesn't make mistakes, so there's no mistakes at all. No matter how you spin it, you're able and capable to transform your life the minute that you choose to. It's a process. It's a strategy. It's a learned behavior, but it's possible, and you have to realize that. So we just want to have a conversation and give some things that's on our heart, some things that we have come to understand and believe and know to be real, and because we've experienced it. And yeah, man. Hey, man. For real. So we hope that, again, that you consider what you've heard, you pray about it, you listen to it, you lean on it, and you allow it to take you to where you belong, in the heavens, not in the heavens on this earth, down here. Yep. You know what I mean? Because that brings another thing up, but I'm not going to say it. You got to wait for the next one. So, talk to you.